America is on fire right now. Every day, the cost of living skyrockets in the US, healthcare is a joke, and the work culture, burnout is normal. The political division is worse than ever before. But what if I told you there's another way? So if you ever thought if you should move abroad as an American, this video might be exactly what you need to see. Hi, I'm Britt, an American who's been living in Spain, and I've moved abroad 4 times, and each time my life changed completely. So if you're an American watching this, ask yourself, is this really the life you want?
And this one is all about if you should move abroad as an American. All right, so the way this video is going to work is I'm going to answer if you should move abroad as an American, and I'm also going to be explaining the moving abroad process. Next, I'm going to talk about my experience about moving abroad as an American, and then lastly, I'm going to talk a bit about what's going on in America, and then I'm going to also play devil's advocate. So let's get straight into it. I think you should move abroad as an American if you want to start over and if you want a nice refresh in life. You could also move abroad as an American for a specific reason or an experience. For example, these are things like moving abroad for a specific work opportunity, or maybe you're going to teach English as a foreign language, or maybe you're going to be studying abroad, etc. In this case, moving abroad as an American can be for a certain period of time. This depends on the details regarding the experience and whatever you decide. What's also nice if you move abroad as an American is things like your credit score don't matter so much anymore. Your credit score abroad only matters if you are trying to buy property. If you are not going to buy, however, what does matter most is definitely financial security. I would also recommend if you are moving abroad as an American that financial proof is going to be important. This is in case you need to rent some things such as an apartment. What's also nice is whenever you do move abroad as an American is the cost of living is usually always cheaper. I think since the cost of living has gotten so out of control in America, especially nowadays after the pandemic and after inflation, it affects so much the quality of living. So you can't easily go on a trip because the hotels are so expensive, or maybe airfare isn't that cheap. In comparison, Europe is super cheap, especially if you go with a low budget or a low cost airline like Ryanair, Wizz Air. Moving abroad comes with its own set of challenges, but I think if you are willing to try to overcome them, you should definitely move abroad. Either way, moving abroad as an American is like saying choose your own hard in this lifetime, because living anywhere is definitely not perfect and it comes with its own set of challenges, positives and negatives. Here's exactly what I would do if I were to be moving abroad as an American right now. First and foremost, I would select a country that I want to move to. I would next visit this country that you want to move to, and then also, if possible, I would take a staycation for at least 3 months to really be sure you want to even move there, and then get familiar with day-to-day life, see if you like it, see what it's like, is it convenient, is it what you thought it was going to be, things like that. If all works out after the staycation and you still want to move abroad as an American there, then I would next figure out a visa and how you're going to get residency there. And after you figure out how you're going to get a visa to legally stay in this country, you're then going to come up with a savings/budget plan. Figuring out a savings/budget plan is going to help you when you first arrive with your first expenses. So these are things like security deposits for apartments and also contracts for maybe your phone, Wi-Fi, etc. So I moved abroad as an American 4 times, and that happened because some of the times that I moved, it just didn't work out. So I've moved to Thailand, and when I moved to Thailand, I had a backup plan to move to South Korea when I was on that side of the world. Then I moved to Berlin, and then I moved to Madrid, and now I'm living in Tenerife. You'll definitely learn from trial and error. That's what I did, and that's just what happened with my experiences. So before I moved abroad, I didn't have that much money when I went to Thailand. So I learned through trial and error to definitely save some money, have a cushion, a really good cushion, so I don't have to move back to America and work. And that also leads me to my next point, which is have a good job that you like and that pays you well, so you can obviously prosper in the country that you're trying to move to and you're financially secure. So now let's play devil's advocate in the sense of, what if you move abroad as an American and it doesn't work out? I personally think if you move abroad as an American and it doesn't work out, you could always move back to America. Let's say for whatever reason you move abroad as an American and you're not liking it, you're not enjoying the experience. I would recommend at that point to not have such big contracts or contracts that are so deep, maybe contracts that are really long term. And this is why it's good to do your research, visit these places that you might want to move to, and also do a staycation to really get familiar with the culture, with the language, and day-to-day life there.
So, as long as you have American citizenship or permanent residency in America, you can always move back if the moving abroad experience doesn't work out. Remember, you are the leader and controller of your life. So if you do want to move abroad, just choose however long you want to move abroad for. It doesn't have to be a forever experience. It's ultimately however long you want to move abroad for. And lastly, if you want to get your feet wet moving abroad as an American, I highly recommend to expose yourself to some type of experience, such as volunteering abroad or teaching English abroad. These type of programs abroad are great to learn about as they're always hiring and definitely a possible great option to start your moving abroad journey.
And now let's talk about what's going on in America because I'm pretty sure nobody but the government knows what's going on. I personally think America's in dystopia, and this is definitely, certainly not what people voted for. I think people are upset, rightfully so, whether you're left side or right side, that doesn't even matter at this point anymore. What does matter is that America is home to millions of people, and that needs to be a livable place. But if it's not for some time being, it is totally normal to be wanting to move abroad and to think of what is life like elsewhere. The politics is definitely affecting the cost of living. It started after the pandemic, but now it's been almost 5 years dealing with this inflation and all these price craziness. So people are upset, rightfully so. I totally get it. And in addition to that, the hustle and bustle will burn you out because the average American right now is really struggling. And I don't think that's fair, especially because a lot of that stems from politics, which is not cool. Something else that is also becoming quite common in America and in terms of people moving abroad is that people will file for bankruptcy in America, save some money, and then just move abroad because they're over it and they're over that type of hustle and bustle.
Now, I definitely don't recommend for you to have credit card debt before you move abroad or for you to have to file for bankruptcy before you move abroad. However, if you are personally struggling financially, this may be a huge relief to hear that the cost of living is cheaper in other countries. It might also be relieving to hear that your credit card score isn't going to be such a dictating factor anymore.
A lot has changed with immigration and within America, so it's no surprise that people are thinking about what life is like elsewhere. That's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more.